What's going on, everybody? It's Geoff Grammer with the ABQJournal, and I am in the pit. It is 35 minutes away from tip-off here in the pit between the UNLV Runnin Rebels and the UNM Lobos on senior night. Last game of the regular season for both of these teams. Last game of the pit for the season for obviously both of these teams, but for the Lobos. And it's also 4 seniors being honored tonight. You got Mustafa Amzil and Nelly Jr. Joseph, the 2 guys. I'm trying to zoom in a little bit more on these guys warming up. But Mustafa Amzil and Nelly Jr. Joseph, the 2 two-year seniors. So it's a new era. The seniors this year are 2 two-year guys and 2 one-year guys. In Tiki Ali Atiki, the transfer from BYU, who's been the backup center. And CJ Nolan, the transfer from North Texas, who was at Oklahoma before that. He is the 6th man now for the Lobos. Really a 6th starter, as Patino likes to describe him. And those 4 guys will be honored tonight in a pregame ceremony for senior night. There will also be a postgame ceremony tonight. Some net cutting, some championship celebration, win or lose. And the Lobos just in UNM just wanted to celebrate in front of their fans. It's been a while. It's 2013 since last time they were able to cut some nets here at home, and last time they were able to win a Mountain West championship, and they secured at least a share of that on Tuesday night in Reno by beating the Nevada Wolfpack and the coach who was coach of Nevada, who was the coach of the Lobos last time they won a championship, Steve Alford. So the Lobos tonight are playing for – they've already got their seed locked up. They're the 1 seed, win or lose tonight. They're a champion, win or lose tonight. They are playing basically for – are they champions alone? Are they going to share the title? They don't want to share it. Or are they going to be co-champions with Colorado State? Now, 2 pieces to the puzzle are the Lobos win, they're champions by themselves. Colorado State is also playing at the same time at Boise State tonight, and there's seeding implications for both of those teams. Both of those teams are on the bubble. Boise State's right on the bubble. Colorado State's probably a long shot, but close enough that they're still playing for not only just, good seeding and good momentum going into the Mountain West tournament, but they are playing for their first Mountain West championship ever. They're the only original member that has never won a Mountain West championship, and they can get at least a share of that if they win tonight and the Lobos lose. So where are we at betting-wise? You got odds makers are calling Boise State a 6.5-point favorite at home against Colorado State. They lost a very close one in Fort Collins earlier this year. And here in the pit tonight, the UNLV UNM game on January 25th in Las Vegas was a 1-possession game, went down to the wire. Donovan Dent had to kind of take over a little bit, scored 34 points, only had 2 assists, but had 34 points. And he and Deon Thomas kind of had a back and forth going, a little bit of point guard versus point guard, star versus star kind of show. And Dent got the best of it. The Lobos got the best of it, won by 2 points. And tonight, Deon Thomas is not playing. His shoulder is hurt. And UNLV is an 11.5-point underdog. Seems a little high, but they're not playing for anything either. They're the 8th seed. They're the 6th seed rather, no matter what. A win doesn't improve their seeding. A loss doesn't hurt it. They are basically just kind of going through to try and have good momentum as Colorado State, Boise State are as well. They're just trying to have good momentum going into the postseason. They aren't playing for an NCAA tournament. Their only chance at the NCAA tournament is to win next week in the Mountain West tournament. So at home, this is a quad 3 game. This is probably going to be a quad 3 game, Travis. And that's just because at home your numbers have to be pretty good. The visiting team's numbers have to be pretty good. I'll look up the exact number, but I'm pretty sure this is a quad 3. VXN is Deon out tonight still. He is. He was not warming up. I guess I haven't been given official word, but I did see him just a little while ago not warming up with the team and kind of favoring his non-dominant shoulder. I didn't even realize what shoulder it was until tonight. But he did not look like he was suited up and warming up with his teammates. He wasn't kind of I guess warm-ups. So I guess I'll just call it 99% sure Deon is not playing enough. I think Nelly and True get back a little closer to their scoring averages tonight. But I don't know. Nelly, it wasn't too long ago that Nelly had a pretty dominant game in the first half anyway at Boise State against a big physical team, and he was really dominant. San Diego State, first of all, the second half of the Boise State game, Nelly was pretty quiet, but they didn't really get him the ball much at all. The San Diego State game, he was bad down low, but like he got no help from his guards. I would say that the Nevada game on Tuesday was the first time I would say Nelly played really poorly offensively. And do I think he gets back to a scoring average? He still had 9 points on Tuesday, and his scoring average is 10, or 13 rather. I'm sorry. And yeah, I think he'll get pretty close to it. True, on the other hand, True's in a true slump, so to speak, and they need him out of it. You know, he is defense first, so it's not the end of the world when True is slumping on offense. They only want him to focus on defense and then let whatever offense that come naturally, and just don't force it. And he's been pretty good at that. But when he has been shooting, he's been missing a lot. So they need him to get out of that. But primarily, this offense is not geared on True Washington having to score his average of 10 points. But sure, yeah, they would certainly take it. Jimmy, yeah, I'm sorry. You saw me answer that. Let's see here. Isn't 12.5 a lot of points? It is. I think it is. It's 11.5. I'm picking UNM. I think it's going to be probably, I guess I'll give you my prediction of how the game plays out. It'll be a close, tight game, probably somewhere in the second half when UNM goes on just a couple good baskets in a row. The pit gets roaring a little bit, and they kind of relax a little bit. And UNLV doesn't really have much else to play for. I think you'll see UNM just kind of run away with it at the end and kind of have a big celebration, which is what tonight in the pit is. It's a big celebration of a long road back to winning the Mountain West. It's 2013, Steve Alford's last year, the last time that they won this conference. And yes, they've won 2 Mountain West tournaments since then. Craig Neal's first year, they won a tournament title, but that was 3 games, 3 wins in March. And last year, they won their second Mountain West tournament title, and that was 4 games. So those the 3-game tournament win and the 4-game tournament win are called Mountain West championships by a lot of people, and people kind of count them as championships. The real conference champion is crowned by the regular season. So this is the first one in a dozen years. So 12 years ago, the last time they got one, and it's 2013 in Steve Alford's final season. They were a 3 seed and played for they as a 3 seed in the NCAA tournament. That was the Harvard year. Hate to bring up bad memories for a lot of you. What else we got here? Kuno's asking, if Donovan ultimately ends up transferring this year, do you think it's possible Didon transfers to UNM? No, I do not. I don't know. I mean, first of all, if Donovan transfers, we're kind of playing hypotheticals, and I don't know who the coach is, so I guess I won't speak for whoever the coach is. But no, Didon and UNM don't have any connections. I would be shocked if Didon ended up coming here. If Didon Thomas transfers somewhere to get big money, I don't think UNM is going to pay him the money that he might be able to get somewhere else. UNM paid Donovan over $1 million to stay here, and we'll see. How that plays out. Donovan's going to make more money probably staying in college one more year rather than going pro, unless he knows he's going to be on an NBA roster, which certainly isn't guaranteed by any stretch of the imagination. As good as he's been, he still has a little bit of proving to do. So I wouldn't say he's guaranteed an NBA roster spot. Therefore, he has one more year to make $1 million in college, and there you go. That's my guess. Is Donovan gets to college another year. I just don't know where. What seed line do you think we end up with at the tournament? I assume we is the Lobos. If you're talking about the Lobos, I think the best case scenario is a 7. If they win out, I think they get up to a 7 line. I don't think they will drop below a 10 if they lose. So I think their window is 6 to 10, but I'd say 80% likely they're going to be in the 8-9 line, which is what all the projections show them at right now. Lobos are back down here warming up again. I'll turn the camera this way so you guys can see them a little bit better. Here. All right, Jack's body language is off tonight. I can't say I noticed anything about the 10-year-old's body language tonight. congrats to you, Geoff, covering the Mountain West Tournament champion and the Mountain West regular season champion back-to-back years. Beat writer champ. So I will say this: my first year at the Journal, while I had covered the Lobos a year before, I had helped out in that 2010 year when Darrington and all that were running the show and winning 30 games. I had helped out with the Santa Fe New Mexicans. I was a couple other things, not as non-sports writer. I was a crime reporter, a sports reporter. I was a web editor there. I was doing some other things when I first came to the Journal, though. The first full season I covered for the Journal was 2012-13. So my first year, I covered Steve Alford's last year, and they won a championship and a tournament championship. Thought, all right, covering the team that wins a lot of these things, right? Oh, been 12 years since they won one of these in the regular season. So it's definitely, I'm a much more popular writer when they're winning, and has nothing to do with the writer. It has everything to do with people wanting to read about their team winning. I will take the thank you. I will take the congratulations, not the thank you, but congratulations. So, all right. So here we go. As far as tonight goes, let me double check and make sure that these lines haven't moved. Again, I'll just pull up the easy way and look at. Well, actually, I'll go to Vegas Insider to kind of see the variance of the lines. Again, the seniors being honored tonight for the Lobos: Nelly Jr., Joseph Mustafa Amcio, CJ Nolan, and Atiki Ali Atiki. All of them are suited up. I don't see any Lobos sitting out. Figure out who's sitting out tonight for the Lobos tonight. Don't see anybody. Looks like they're all suited up and ready to go. All right. So I am seeing this point spread at anywhere from 11.5 to 12.5 for the Lobos' favor. And, yeah, I guess it's actually more 12.5 than 11.5 at this point. It grew a little bit. Looks like DraftKings still has it at 11.5. MGM Grand, FanDuel, they're all at 12.5. Bally's in Vegas is at 12.5. So anyway, you can shop your line around if you want to bet, get the best line to your advantage. As far as the Colorado State Boise State game goes, that is 6.5 in all but one spot. I do see a 6-point spread, so that game should be interesting. I do think Colorado State has been playing fantastically, obviously, as of late. But I don't want to say they've been playing over their skis, but I don't know that they're going to be able to sustain as good as they've been playing forever. So I kind of went with Boise State at home, kind of much like the Lobos. I think they're going to feed off a celebratory kind of feel in their home crowd and sell out there in Boise as well at Extra Mile Arena and kind of pull away late. All right, more Patino talk. I will answer a couple more of these, but I'm definitely not going to do the Patino talk for the next 3 weeks. Is UNM capable of coming up with the money to persuade Coach Patino to stay with us? The answer is the same now as it was, a week or two ago, and it will be next week. And until he takes another job, the UNM's prepared to offer. I can confidently tell UNM prepared to offer $2 million, maybe even a little north of $2 million. Patino is much more interested in the investment to his assistant coaches, the NIL commitment, the revenue sharing commitment, those kind of things. Are you gonna fix things around the pit when they need to be fixed? You're gonna do those things that make the whole program look like a first-class program. He's not a fan in the slightest of the new conference alignment. He does not like what the Mountain West is going to become in 2 years, and that hurts. There's not a whole lot of things you can do about that right now if you're UNM. You missed the boat on that. But I will tell you, I've talked to Fernando as recently as last night. Fernando Lobo, the athletic director. So Fern and Patino talk on a regular basis, like 4 or 5 times a week, and they're on the same page with what they need to do, what the commitment needs to be. What doesn't come into play in any of their talks is what he is going to be offered. If he is offered Virginia, if he is offered Villanova, and they offer $3.5 million and have better NIL and are good league or good programs in good leagues, he's gone. He's going to leave for those jobs. What he won't leave for is a bad ACC job or a bad Big East job or a bad Power Conference job. He's already had one of those. He likes to win. He understands that NIL helped him win here. He understands the fans and the program helps him win in the Mountain West. So he's not naive to the fact that he needs that support around him to be happy. And the money isn't the end all be all for him, but he's not going to play or coach just at an entire discount either. So if he gets offered $3.5 million at a place, he gets offered $2 million at UNM. $3.5 million is probably going to be too hard to shoot down. He's already done the Minnesota and the Big Ten. If Minnesota doesn't support its program nearly enough to field a regular champion in the Big 12 or a team that can even compete on a regular basis, and Pitino's done that. He did that for 8 years, and it kind of took him leaving to realize that isn't the ideal situation for him. The ideal situation for him is being in a program that cares about basketball first and foremost, isn't number 5 in their own town like Minnesota basketball. He likes New Mexico. So can Mexico compete? Absolutely, up to a certain point. And that point is a couple jobs out there that are going to be opened up. One is already opened up. Virginia, Villanova are the two that I would tell you right now. I think if either of them offered, he'd probably be gone. And we'll see what else opens up. How will the Lobos replace Nelly and Stoff and CJ in the portal? I wish I could tell you. The portal is something that is, for years there was a cottage industry of Rivals.com and 247.com and Scout.com and all these scouting services that would tell you what a high school recruit is ranked and this and that. The portal, I'm looking at UNLV warm up right here over on this side. I'm looking at UNM warm up over there. I can't tell you who is going to be available in the portal out of these 20. It's 13, 12 there, 13 there. Actually, there's not 13 available there. You get my point. There's 25 to 30 players on the court right now. I can't tell you what 12 or 15 of them are going to be in the portal. So who they're going to get in the portal, no idea. Your guess is as good as mine. If anybody on the UNM staff told me who we're going to get now, they would be admitting to tampering. They're not going to tell me. No coach is going to sit there and say, you know who we're going to go get. Here it is. So they're going to try and get bigs. He's been open about that. Pitino has. They need big men. Big men will be the emphasis. The emphasis at the end of the season is Donovan Dent. Well, Pitino and Dent are 1A and 1B for the UNM program, but Donovan Dent is player number 1. And big men is, option number 2, 3, and 4. They need multiple big men to start next year. Jovan may be a regular starter, but they need 3 big men in the portal as part of next year's class. They're good on guards. Whether or not people think he's ready or not, if Donovan comes back, you also have, though, Braden Appleton's potentially coming back. You have Cade Dotson coming back potentially. You have True Washington potentially coming back. You got 2 freshman guards coming back or coming into the program out of high school. So, so I don't know how they're going to replace all those guys in the portal just yet. Pitching. It's snowing. Yep, weather is on your side. It is snowing outside of the pit right now. What are the odds UNM gets a miracle call from the Pac-12 and Big 12? There's no more realignment coming right now. So I certainly don't see it anytime soon. I think they are locked into the Mountain West as long as the Mountain West is a thing through 2026 at least, at a minimum, but probably more like 2030 or 2032. Much money do you think Donovan is capable of making in the portal? How much money do I think is over $1 million? I think Donovan Dent will be a millionaire in the transfer portal this offseason. Where in the world is Lobo Lucy? I have failed you. I have not asked, and I've said I would before, and I haven't asked yet. I don't know. Who wants to be in the fake Pac-8? A lot of schools probably do. Somehow Gonzaga became a national power in the MAC conference. Can UNM duplicate that? What's the secret sauce? Well, Gonzaga is a private school getting far more private money than UNM is getting right now. UNM is a state school that requires much better state funding, and there is millions of dollars and a lot of Nike money flowing through Gonzaga that is not flowing through UNM. And private donations is not comparable. And there's a good base at UNM of private donations, but it's just not comparable to what Gonzaga gets. I know a lot of people like comparing the two and saying, oh, why can't UNM beat Gonzaga. Well, I'll tell you why Gonzaga's been trying for years to get out of the West Coast Conference. And, it's basically no coach wants to be in a one-bid league. You don't want to build up your whole season and just dominate. If you're good, do whatever you can, and have one bad game in March in your conference tournament and not be able to get into March Madness because you just don't have the metrics and your conference is so bad that you can't get into the tournament. So that is what the fear is for a coach like Pitino. It's unless you're Gonzaga and already established like that, it's basically a career suicide sort of proposition for a coach. So that is something that UNM has to compete with. What are the odds UNM plays round one in the NCAA in Denver? I don't think there's good odds because I don't think they're going to get – Denver isn't going to be one of the places that has an 8-9 game. The 8-9 games are in Lexington. I think Wichita is one of them. I forget where the other one is. But I don't think Denver has any of the 8-9 games. So if you look over here, there are some – they're starting to set up some framed jerseys for the senior night ceremony. So that'll be starting here pretty soon. This was from earlier, but just so anybody that's just now joining us, out tonight still. I believe he is. I'm again looking at them warming up, and I don't know where he is right now, so I don't see him out there. So I will get Carter Blackburn on the call tonight for CBS Sports Network and Pete Gillen, and we should have fun with that. Carter and Pete are a good team. They did Tuesday night's game. And let's see what else we got here. We got so also on senior night, we got the 4 players. You also got 2 managers and a grad assistant. Oh, you know what? Forget what I said. I am seeing some warming up going on. Oh, I thought you said warming up. Yeah, it was being pointed out to me that he is over there in street clothes. I didn't see where he was, but I thought someone said he's over there warming up. And so no, Didon is not. My eyes are failing me. I do not see where Didon is in street clothes. But anyway, I saw him earlier in street clothes. He's not warming up. No Didon Thomas tonight. That is why the line is opening around 11.5. It's moved to 12.5 in a lot of places. And there you go. I do love that for 2 managers, they have 2 towels. They framed towels for the managers. They got framed jerseys for all the players. For the managers, the 2 senior managers, they got framed towels. Really three managers. One's a graduate assistant, Nolan Murphy. He is a grad assistant. He's not technically a manager, but he's a grad assistant manager who runs the show. And but the managers at UNM, not just this year, but for several years now, man, they got some kind of weirdly successful kind of program going where these guys go on to do pretty cool things. You got the godfather of the managers, Ellis Dawson, now Team USA's manager, who's actually in the Olympics, was on the Today Show because he's the guy that brought the candy out and stuff like that. So for the players and all the players, LeBron and all these guys wanted their candy, and they called him the Candy Man and brought him on the Today Show. It was kind of cool. Anyway, you got Ryan Berryman, who's doing big things up in Washington now. He worked his way up to being a manager, and he's been a student regent and director of ops and stuff like that for Lobo basketball. Then went to the administration side, and now University of Washington in the Big Ten. So. Who do you think the next UNM jersey to be retired will be? I will tell you right now that there's one jersey retired in UNM basketball history, and only one. That is number 44, and it is Toby Roybal. UNM basketball does not retire jerseys, and we just never have. It's something they don't do. There are no retired basketball jerseys other than 44, Toby Roybal from Santa Fe. And he died at way too young of an age. He was a great Lobo. Died of cancer, maybe? I know he died. But Toby Roybal, 44, is the only Lobo to ever have his number retired in Lobo basketball history. And as weird as it sounds, there have been other players that wore 44 since then. So it's not even the one jersey that has been retired. I think they kind of forgot at one point. It is up on the concourse. You can see it up on. Let's see, that would be the southwest side of the concourse. There is a big plaque and display in honor of Toby Roybal. So I'm going to stay on the show during senior night. Yeah, I might stay on for some of it. I do need to listen to it and get some of the quotes. Our deadline will not allow for a post game for the print edition, so kind of need to listen to what they say a little bit. But we shall see. Please show the senior night ceremonies, Jeff. Might do that. It will be Toby Campster. Great show. Here we go. We got Richard Patino out. So I cannot zoom in anymore than this, and I cannot avoid people that will be standing in front of me, and there will be. Let me get this book. So we are now starting the senior ceremonies tonight, and I will hold on a second. I don't think the Mountain West will turn into a one-bid league with UNLV and Nevada staying. I think UTEP will benefit a lot from being in the Mountain West. Look, I'll tell you this about UTEP. They've actually been investing quite a bit. I don't think New Mexico State gets in. They talk. New Mexico State had nobody that was willing to tell them they would put up a financial investment to join the Mountain West. I know people think UNM kept them out. I can tell you they talked, and nobody at NMSU was willing to promise any financial commitment. So the Mountain West was not interested in a school that would not increase their financial commitment.
Assistant from Albuquerque, Nolan Murphy. Fans, our first senior to New Mexico this season for his final year after 3 seasons at BYU. It's a 28 games off the bench this year. And ranks third on the team with 25 blocks.
I don't think this is going to work, guys.
New Mexico. Escorted by his coach, Brandon Gallo, and his wife, Janae, from Tanzania.
They just came in behind us and kind of secured. So anyway, don't know if you guys were able to hear any of that or not, but got the microphone here and probably not any external sound. And just so you know, they clapped a lot. All right, guys, 3 minutes before game time. UNLV's about to come down. Lobos are warming up. There will be a post-game ceremony. I will be writing and covering all of it as best I can for the Albuquerque Journal. And sorry about the backs of shirts and stuff like that, but it is where press row is here in the pit. Thank you, guys.